Okay, so I figured out how to make a movie of the front of my phone. And I decided just to go ahead and do it now rather than to try it on Monday night, which by that time I'll have forgotten how and probably nothing will work anyway. So I'm going to show you couple of different things that'll help you take better photographs of your artwork or better photographs to paint from. So first thing I'm going to do is go to my camera. And if I look at something kind of dark, hopefully you can see that I have the grid lines turned on. And the grids follow they're divided into thirds. So they follow the rule of thirds. And what that means is that instead of putting things right in the middle or too close to the edge, supposedly the preferred place for my foot is right where the grid lines meet there. So that's a better composition if my foot is right there, if the foot is the thing. Yeah, so it's really great to have your grid lines turned on, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. So I'm just going to show you one more thing. When this is over here, over this book, to get a straight on photograph, those two plus signs, the yellow and the white plus sign, if they are lined up, then you know you are straight looking down on your on what you're photographing. And that's good to have things be straight. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is how to get these grid lines turned on. You go back, you go to settings, and then you scroll, like it's way down here, you scroll down to camera, you click on the arrow by the camera, and down here where it says composition, if I wanted my grid lines off, I would click it like that. But if I want to turn your grid lines on, you just move it over here and then that'll be a green light. All right, so now I'm going to go back again. So I want to go to some pictures I've already taken. So here in Photos, which is the photography program I use, the photograph program I use. If you use something else, you're just going to have to Google it. Okay, so here's a picture I took of my painting, and obviously it's really bad because of all this stuff in the background. So what I want to do is edit it. So I'll click the edit button in the top right hand corner, and I want to crop it so that I don't have all that extraneous stuff around it. So I'm going to click on the crop button here at the bottom, and there's a little dot under it so you know that's what you're using. And you can just pull each of the four sides in. You can pull in from the corner if you want. So this was not too bad a photograph, but you know it's a little off. So so let's just say it's like really off, like it is in fact really off. So I've got this part here that's still the background because I wasn't square to what I was taking the picture of. My camera wasn't square to it. But I can take this little slider here and I can adjust it to make it, and I can't really make it too much better with this, but sometimes, yeah, you can adjust it a little bit, sort of split the differences, or maybe you took a photograph that the horizon line was crooked and you want to straighten the whole photograph out to make the horizon line straighter. You can do that, or like the thing to really do in this case, I guess, is just sacrifice a little of the top or take the picture again. Okay, so when I'm done with that, I'm just going to say done. Okay, so here's another picture that I took, and so now I'm ready to crop it so that I can do the kind of painting I want of it. So the first thing I have to do is edit, and then once that, oops, try again. Oh, on my phone, not on the computer. Okay, so push edit, and then I'm gonna select crop at the very bottom, and there'll be a little yellow button that shows up there. And then what happens is in the top right hand corner, there's a little series of boxes. So I'm going to click that also. And now this gives me some choices at the bottom of what size I want to make my painting or my photograph. And it looks a little different here. I don't know why it's showing all those other things down there, but I'm just going to crop it to here first. And I'm going to say done with that. So now I'm going to go back to edit and I'm going to crop it again, see how that works. Okay, so now, same thing, I'm going to click that little button up at the top. And let's say I want to do a square. So this will make it a square. And it can be any size square I want. I can move the photograph around behind the square to see what I'd like to have. And while I'm doing this, those little lines show up that show me, like, so maybe I don't get the horizon right in the middle. Maybe the horizon would be better somewhere else, like lined up more with those, anyway, out of the middle. And then maybe my people are a little too in the middle now too, so I can move them over a little bit and kind of check it out. And then if I decide I don't like that, all I have to do is go back over here, and these are ratios. So like 4 by 3, if you multiply 4 by 4 and 3 by 4, you get 16 by 12. So that's the ratio I tend to paint. So I can see how that would look. And it is the ratio of the camera anyway, but and I can switch it to a vertical if I want, which might be good because then I could have more sky, less sand. Get my people a little more out of the middle and on those lines. So now the only way you can get the lines here to stay so you can see them after you save the photograph is I've got my finger pressed right down on the photograph, and it doesn't matter because it's not going to show up, and I'm going to take a screenshot. Let's try this again. I don't know why sometimes the lines are brighter than others. Okay, so the way I took my screenshot was I simultaneously pushed the on-off button and I pressed the volume up button. I say done for this. Now, where did my screenshot go? Okay, so here it is. Here's my screenshot with my little lines. And so I need to crop it again so that it's just right at the edge of the painting. And you see, I can't move anything now because this is just part of the picture. So I go to edit and crop, and I'm just going to bring these up so it's just the same as my outline, like that. And so now I have a photograph I can work from that has just a few lines on it that would give me kind of a starting place. So it's divided in thirds. So if it's 12 by 16, the top squares would be 3 inches across and the vertical squares would be 4 inches. Is that right? Oh my God, who knows? Anyway, you have to do the math. It's not a square, they're rectangles unless you're doing a square painting. Okay, another way to do this is to open the app Snapseed, an easier way to make your grid lines. So open Snapseed. I'm just going to open this painting by one of my teachers, Henry Hinchy. And I don't want to change Henry's format or anything. I just want to put some grid lines on it, so maybe I could copy it or whatever. Mostly I just wanted to show you Henry's painting. So I go to Tools. And under Tools, I find Crop. And it just right away gives me the ratios. And if I just want to get the grid lines on, there they are. They just stay. And I can just do that thing, take the screenshot by simultaneously pushing the on-off button and the volume up button, just like that. The other thing I just want to show you real quick is if I did want to crop it, it's kind of cool in a way because it shows me what I've left out, whereas the other just it all disappears. But I can see what I've left out. Let me just go back to crop again. So anyway, I like that. I like that it shows me that. And you can also, it has the aspects too. I don't know, it seems like I'm stuck in this aspect because I didn't choose a different one in the beginning. But anyway, so those are different ways that you can put these grid lines on your photographs, just to give you a little bit of a hint of where things go without having to draw like 1-inch squares, because usually you don't need that.